Ida B. Wells, the woman America tried to silence. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Black History with me, Nicole. Today we are diving in and shining some light on a story that they tried to bury. Today we're talking about a woman whose courage, whose voice, and whose pen exposed one of America's darkest truths. This is the story of Ida B. Wells, the journalist who refused to be quiet. Miss Ida B. Wells was born into slavery around 1862, just a year before the Emancipation Proclamation was in place. Her parents, James and Lizzie Wells, were determined to give their children several things that they didn't want us to have, such as education and pride. Like I said, even when the law said black people shouldn't have either, they said, yes, you will. But at just 16 years old, Ida's world collapsed. A yellow fever epidemic swept through the Holy Springs in Mississippi. Within days, both her parents and her infant brother were gone. But see, most 16-year-olds would have cracked under pressure. They would have broke under that type of weight. But Ida, she didn't. She stepped up. She became a teacher and raised her remaining siblings all by herself. Their responsibility sharpened her grit, and it fueled the fire that she would later unleash on this country. So let's talk about this train incident, if you will. Ida's first public fight came at the age of 21. She bought a first class train ticket legally, but a white conductor demanded that she move to the segregated area, the Jim Crow car. Yeah, that's where he wanted her at. But Ida refused. He grabbed her, she bit him, and literally, when I say literally fought back, she fought back, but later was thrown off the train. And instead of shrinking and getting scared, Ida sued the railroad company and initially won. But let me tell you how white supremacy works. Tennessee Supreme Court overturned it. But you know what that did? It proved to Ida exactly how the system was stacked against her and our people. From that moment, she decided exposing injustice would be her life's mission. So, let's talk about the lynching that changed everything. In 1892, her friend Thomas Mose opened a grocery store in Memphis. It became so successful that competing white stores felt threatening. Don't that sound so familiar? A mob attacked the store. Mose and two other black men defended themselves and were arrested, of course. Days later, a lynch mob dragged them out of jail and murdered them both. Yes, both. Ida was devastated and enraged. She dug into lynching cases nationwide. What she discovered was America's dirty little truth. Most lynchings had nothing to do with the crime. See, a lot of these lynchings, they were about punishing black success, enforcing fear, and protecting white supremacy. She printed her findings in her newspaper, the Memphis Free Speech. Her writing was so fearless that white mobs destroyed her office and threatened to kill her if she continued and if she returned home. So, what happened next, you say? Well, let's guess. Well, Ida didn't stop. She packed her bags and she took the truth overseas, in London, in Scotland. She spoke in packed halls, shaming America on the world stage. She forced foreign audience to confront the violence in the U.S., especially what the U.S. tried to hide. Her campaign pressured the U.S. government, inspired anti-lynching groups in Europe, and placed Ida among the most influential activists of her time. She was one powerful girl. So how does her legacy impact us? She went on to co-found the NAACP, fought for women's rights to vote, reported on racial violence for decades, and even ran for public office, long before it was common for black women to do so. Miss Ida B. Wells wasn't just a journalist. She was a force. She used truth as a weapon and refused to let America off the hook. If you felt her story today, hit the like button, comment, and also subscribe. And if you find me on Instagram, follow me for more Black History with Tay. In the meantime, in between time, y'all do me a solid favor, and that's stay blessed, stay peaceful, and stay black, baby.